The Department of Retirement Systems in Washington State profits off of you each year in multiple ways, and it really just kind of ticks me off. The thing to take away from this video up front is that DRS is not your friend, you're a number to them, and they have no fiduciary obligation or experience in helping you make the right choices. So I'm going to give you guys a few quick examples of what I mean by this. So first and foremost, the one that always comes up every year was back when they encouraged people to switch from plan 2 to plan 3. Now, when they made this pitch to people, they made it seem like a good idea. Hey, you're going to get this big lump sum of money that you can invest, and you could potentially have a lot more money down the road. The problem with that is many people don't understand that just because you have $300,000 or $400,000, it really doesn't mean you're going to have a really great retirement. What does that mean in terms of income? In most cases, you're not going to get the same amount of income payout than you would have if you just got a pension. So when people move from plan 2 to plan 3, their pension got cut in half. They got a 1% payout instead of that 2% guaranteed. And that lump sum of money wasn't a gift from the state. It was money that you were contributing to plan 2 anyways, that was already in the plan 2 system, earning interest. They took that money and essentially threw it into an investment account on your behalf, which of course they charge you fees on that money now. And it's up to you to take on all the risks. You got to pay those fees, and you got to kind of hope it all works out. And if it doesn't, they say, hey, you can put that money back into our TAP annuity, and the money goes right back into their system. So that's one of the biggest things that come up every single year. I haven't met anybody that was really happy with that choice. Now, when they made this an opportunity for you, they didn't do a good job of explaining it. Many people just made the choice without being fully informed of how it would impact them in the future, and they wish they could go back. A system that makes you convert the money from one system to the other, they cut their liabilities in terms of pension payouts in half. Now they got to charge you fees on it, and unless you reverse the decision, that really doesn't sit right with me. And you can see why that decision alone really helped the DRS profit off of you. Now, on that topic of fees, they like to always chirp about how they have low fee investments in Plan 3 and DCP, and how it's cheaper than going to a 403B or anything like that. And the reality is, it's not true. All these people that go on these webinars and talk about that, they don't have any experience and haven't really actually looked at fees at other providers. They kind of take the general term, and they assume mutual funds are 1%. If they're under 1%, they're a great deal. And the case is that's not true. So when you look at things at other providers, so let's take the big three that we use for 403Bs, Vanguard, Fidelity, Aspire. All three of those have fees that are much lower than DRS. So with DRS, they actually tack on a bunch of different fees behind the scenes. So you have your normal investment expense ratio, right? Everybody has to pay that cost scan the fund, right? But of course, they're going to add on administrative fees. DRS has their own fee they add on there. The WSIB, right, the Washington Investment Board, they also tack on a fee. And all in all, when it adds up, you're paying 3 to 4 times more than you would have if you just opened up a 403B or an IRA with Vanguard, Fidelity, or Aspire. Now, of course, they're not going to tell you that because they're in this to make money. So the more people they can funnel into the DCP system, the more fees they're going to be able to collect. Now, if they had a fiduciary obligation to serve you best, they wouldn't be charging you 3 to 4 times the cost for the same exact investments. You really couldn't do that. But because no one there is licensed and has fiduciary obligations, they can do that to you. Now, why in the world does Washington State feel that they have to have their own investment board and pick their own mutual funds rather than just going to one of these big companies that already have all that in place and just get one of those funds for literally a quarter of the cost and give that to you guys? It would benefit you. It'd be less work for them. Wouldn't have to pay the investment board people to make those decisions other than managing the pensions and the annuities. So all in all, it really doesn't make a lot of sense. But again, that's just another way that they're profiting off of you without you really knowing what's going on here. So the next time you hear them chirp up about how they have lower fees than 403Bs, you want to push back on them and tell them to go ahead and look at Vanguard or Fidelity 403Bs and then come back and talk to you about it. Because the truth is, that's just not the case. Now, they also like to done on how the DCP is just better than 403Bs in general. So fees aside, we already addressed that concern. They don't understand that one common complaint with people in DCP is that it takes forever to change your contributions. So if you're wanting to change from $100 a month to $200 a month, it says, oh, it takes up to 30 days. And they definitely mean that. It can take a while for them to process that kind of concerns. 403Bs, for the most part, as long as you can get the form to your payroll office before they cut payroll, usually on the 10th of the month, it's going to go into effect for that month. You don't have to wait the whole 30 days and see, did it go through or did it not? So it's easier to change your contributions in a 403B system. Second, 403Bs actually have loans and hardship provisions. So when crap comes up and you need money out, you can get it out of there. The DCP, I believe they have hardship provisions. There is no loan provisions. So if you need money for something that doesn't qualify as a hardship, you can't get it at all. You have to go find some other means to do it. Put money on a credit card. You can't take money out of the DCP system. 403Bs allow you to do that. And the best thing with 403B loans, you can pay back over 5 years, and all interest actually goes back into your own account. So the institution that is charging you the interest rate doesn't actually collect the interest. The interest just goes into your account. So it's a great way to get funds out should you need it if you're in a hard spot. Next part, what DCP doesn't like to tell you is that you can only access the money when you separate service. 403Bs allow you to touch the money if you're still working, as long as you're over at least 59 and a half. So if you're 63 in a DCP, you can't touch the money at all. Money's in a 403B, you can take it all out if you want to. That's your money now. And another thing, so the Deferred Compensation Plan just launched your ability to do Roths in October 2023. 403Bs have been Roth for a much long time. In fact, Deferred Compensation Plans were approved to become Roth all the way back in 2012, and it took them literally 11 years to make that a reality here in Washington. So they're very slow when it comes to implementing these big tax changes to benefit their employees. On the same note, when it comes to people on Plan 3, that's technically called a 401A, not a 401K. 401A, it's part of your pension system. Those actually can be Roth as well. But does Washington State allow Plan 3 members to put money in Roth? Absolutely not. And because of that, they actually make more money. How? Because fees are based off of your account value. And when they limit employees to only putting money on a pre-tax basis, obviously the pre-tax accounts are going to grow more than after-tax accounts because you're essentially putting in 20 to 30% more money into those accounts because you're not paying taxes on it. So those accounts balances grow quicker. And the bigger the account balance, the bigger the fee because it's a percentage of the account value. So by not allowing Roth in there, they actually make more money because your account balances are therefore higher. So you can see there are multiple ways that DRS actually profits off of you. And it's something that I really don't like to see, especially from the state system. And we look at other states, they don't have the same structure as this. They bring in other institutions, use their funds. They don't try to make their own investment board to do all kind of weird different investments and charge their members for it. They don't encourage members to literally cut their future retirement income in half on a guaranteed basis and go to some new one to save them money. So there's a lot of those things that really doesn't sit right with me. I've heard a lot of you guys tell me the same thing. Honestly, there's not much we can probably do about it, but I just wanted to bring that to light in case you guys didn't realize what's going on behind the scenes and kind of how that all works. Now, my mission here with Scenic is to help Washington State employees get educated on their benefits so they can avoid these costly mistakes. And ultimately, my favorite thing to do is help people retire early. Washington State says you can't leave to 62, but in the last few years, our average client's retiring a whole 4 years early. They're clocking out at 57, 58, regardless if they're taking a pension or not. So if you've been in the system a while, did a decent job of saving, and want to see, is it possible for you to leave? I would encourage you to reach out to us because this is something we've developed quite a specialty and expertise in to really help you guys see how it could potentially be possible for you. So if that's something you're interested in, links in the bottom if you want to schedule a call. And I hope to speak with you guys soon. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.